Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Uncle Grandpa. So we're going to start in the middle of his face with his big nose. So starting at the very top, we'll curve around, kind of like a squashed oval, go all the way back up and connect the top. And we're going to draw a highlight at the top right corner. So up here, we're just going to draw a smaller oval, just for the highlight. And then up here, we're going to tuck in an eye. So the left eye, we'll start up at the top of the nose, curl around and draw a circle. It kind of gets tucked in behind that nose. And then in behind that eye, we're going to draw the exact same shape, but tucked in behind that. Tuck that in behind the nose. And in the center, we're going to draw a black pupil and color that in. And we'll draw the same thing on the right side and color that in. So now we have the eyes. Now below the nose, we have the beard or the mustache, but it's basically a series of overlapping U shapes. So starting out here, we're going to draw a U, and then we're going to overlap and draw another one behind it, and then one more behind that, going up. And then from here, on the side of the nose, we're going to curl around that point for the side of the mustache, and then again we're going to do a series of overlaps that go down, and then rounds out to the bottom, and curls basically back up, and then we'll do another series of overlaps that go all the way up. And from here we're going to go back up to the side of the mustache here. So at the same height, we're going to curl down. We'll do another overlap. Do one more here. And then the bottom will round out. And then we're going to do an overlap here and then just basically go all the way back up like we did on the left side. And then for the tooth, it's basically a rectangle. So coming down, across, and then back up. Just on the left side of the mustache. And from this point, I'm going to go down to the chin, because the chin is quite thick. It's like a big block. So starting here, I'm going to go across, and then curl and curve that top point of the chin, come down quite deep, and then round out the bottom of that chin corner. And then I'm going to come up to just outside of this mustache. So right about here, I'm going to go all the way across straight, and then round out that jaw. And then I'm going to go all the way back up to right about here. And then now I'm going to draw in the ear. So it's a big oval, but it's not connected on the inside. So starting here, I'm going to overlap. I'm going to go up. And just check. I just want to make sure it goes no higher than that eye. So at the top, and I'll come back in. And then here, on the inside for some detail, I'm going to draw a backwards S. So starting at the top left, curve around, and back again. Now I want to imagine this line going up the side of his head. I'm going to come up, and now I'm going to locate with my thumb where the top of the peak of his head would be. So right about here, I'm going to round out and come back towards his eye, round out the opposite direction, and then I want to come up to the front of his head, his forehead here. Basically it's an upward curve, and then it rounds out and back and tucks in behind that eye. Now we can draw a couple eyebrows in here, so right above this eye, I'm just going to draw a curve, and I'll draw a curve on the other eye that gets tucked into the side of the head, and then I can just round out the front edge and just color that in black. So here I'll just round out that front edge and color it in black. And at the top here for the hat, I'm just going to draw a straight line across, and I'll draw two little lines for some detail. And on the side of the head, I'm just going to draw a couple spots. Up here, I'm going to draw two lines beside each other. Okay, so this is for the pinwheel. At the top, I'm going to draw a big circle, and then on either side, I'm just going to draw the propeller. Okay, let's get down to the body. Now this can get a little tricky. Actually, I almost forgot this chin line. So here, it's got a little bum chin, so it's like a little bit of a curve right there. For his body, it's basically a big circle. So I'm just going to imagine a big circle here, but then his arms get overlapped, and his fanny pack gets overlapped on top of the body. So I want to draw those things in first before I draw the body. So I'm going to locate the arm. So roughly the body is going to be about this big. The arm will sit around here. So let's draw the inner part of its arm right about here, coming down. I'll move over and draw the exact same line beside it for his arm. At the bottom here, I'm going to round it out. And then I'm going to do an overlap and just do sort of like a wrap around that hand. Here on this side, I'm going to draw a curve, and then I'm going to curve one finger in, kind of like that. doing an overlap, drawing another finger, and then here I'm going to draw a reverse curve. It comes up and in. So there's this hand. Now I'm going to draw actually his sleeve. So sleeve would be roughly about there. I'm going to draw the body. So right about here is where the back of his neck starts. It's going to curve around and get tucked in behind this hand. So I'm going to imagine this body will wrap all the way around like this, because I'm imagining a big circle. But along the way there's this fanny pack, so I have to imagine right about here, I'm going to draw a straight line across, and then curve this around and up. I'm going to leave a gap here. Now this point right here kind of goes in an angle up towards his back, and then here another line comes in towards that point to finish off the fanny pack. Now before I draw any detail, I just want to make sure I get the roundness of his body, and so I'll imagine this line coming around. So right about here is where the front of his neck would be. I'm going to draw a curve, curves in behind that fanny pack. Now the rest would come in here, but again I'm going to have to draw his legs in before I draw the rest of the body. But let's go in and draw his pant line. So right across here, go behind that arm and draw a line straight across. I'll draw his collar. So right here, I'm going to draw one V shape and then one right beside it. And I'm going to draw two black dots for the buttons. And then he's got suspenders, so I'm going to draw a curve. So right about here, I'll draw a curve going toward the pant. I'll draw the same one right beside it on the other side, and then I'm going to split this, but with the same curve inside. And here I've kind of run out of space, but I'm going to try to draw on as many bands as I can to sort of mimic that on that side. Two buttons, so a big circle here and big circle here, just underneath the suspenders. And then for the fanny pack, on the left side here, I'm just going to draw a circle, and then I'm going to draw sort of a diamond, or sorry, a triangle underneath it. And beside the circle, I'm going to draw two lines out and then cap that off. Now let's get into the legs. So here, his legs sort of sit about this far down. I'm going to sort of make a mental note that this is the furthest point I want in the body. So let's go ahead and draw the thigh, basically a curve, and then that curves into the shin. I'm going to just draw a line there just to finish that off. And then I'm going to curve in the opposite direction behind that hand. So here, I'm going to draw a straight line across. This is for socks. Then I'll draw two lines for some detail. Then right about mid-thigh, I'm going to draw a line for the bottom of the pant, or his shorts. So now, I can imagine the circle coming around. Right about here is where the bottom of his pant is. Now I'm going to replicate that leg on this side. So let's go ahead and draw the back of his hamstring to his calf. Line straight across, matching here. And then here, I'm going to curve up, like I did on the side, and then up on the other, for the front of the side. And again, I'm going to draw a line across for his shorts, and then again, drawing a line for a sock, and two lines for some sock detail. Let's draw his shoes. So in the back here, I'm going to draw a curve, go straight along the bottom, and curve around to the top. Let's do that again. Here, I'm going to curve the back, go straight across the bottom, and curl the front of his foot to that point. And then on the top of the shoe here, I'm just going to draw a circle and a circle for some highlight. Last part is his opposite arm. So I'm going to have him waving, so having his arm coming up here. So if his shoulder is here, it'll come this way. Let's draw two angled lines going up. And the same thickness as here. I'll draw a sleeve for a shirt. I'm going to draw a line straight across. So for his glove, I'm going to round out either side of the hand, and here I'm going to curve out, and here I'm going to curve out. Now these will be my guides for the fingers. So the first step is popping out a curve like this for his thumb, curving around towards the fingers, so doing one finger, and curving back. Two, and curving back, and three, curving back, and now I'm just going to go in and finish this curve off, and then draw a little curve here in the palm of his hand, and there we have it. There's Uncle Grandpa. I hope you enjoyed this weekend lesson. Please share with your friends, give us a like, and we'll see you again soon.